Alright. Welcome to another art stream. So today, not really anything in particular that's special, just catching up on some work here. Because I just finished a game and I'm about to finish another game. Which means that there's 2 new games that are going to be started, and that means I need thumbnails for the VODs when they go to YouTube. So, we're going to get started on that. The music is relevant, but not 100%. Because one of the games I'll be playing coming up is a Zelda game. My god. Another Zelda game, who would have thought? It's like they made a whole bunch of them or something. But alright, let's get started here, because before we get to a Zelda game thumbnail, though, because that's not until next week. This week, since Oblivion finished on Saturday, moving on to Cult of the Lamb. So I need to make a thumbnail for that. So let's just open up an old thumbnail. My standard procedure, just get rid of everything. Because, you know, I don't want to retype the number. That would be too much work. So, first things first. Let's see. I already have the logo for Cult of the Lamb, so I can bring that in. Oh, wait. That's right. It's a WebP. It can't read that. I have to go convert it. I should just bookmark this page, frankly. Let's see. Logo. You know, I should really declutter this a bit. Maybe move away some logos that are games I finished a long time ago, so I don't need them anymore. That would be the smart thing. Hey Saku, how's it going? Welcome to catching up on work. So now, Cult of the Lamb isn't necessarily going to have box art, but the question is, can I find a good one of art here for it that doesn't have the logo on it? Here we go. But how small is... Hold on. Baking cookies. Alright, have fun baking cookies. Yeah. Being too small. because stretching doesn't work particularly well for things like this. Now look how terrible that looks. Get rid of it. And I need a version that doesn't have the logo on it so that I can just place the logo where I want it to be. No? That can be the hard part sometimes, is just finding the artwork to start with. It's got to be official artwork, gotta not have the logo, or have the logo be easily, like, pushed off to the side. And it's got to be a quality that doesn't look like garbage. Oh my god, that's tiny. What the fuck? You lied to me. You said that this was a big picture. There we go. It looks about centered, doesn't it? Oh, well, wait. We can take the guesswork out of that by just including the ruler. I mean, that more or less looks centered. I use the ruler and still engage in guesswork. Only a true artist such as myself. This down a bit. Need to make sure we have room for the logo and the number to sit. It's pretty. Maybe push this side a bit. Not as much as I would like. Also got to bring the logo in. This is going to be huge, by the way. That huge. That huge. Let's go ahead and bring that in a bit. Wow, it's like they made it so that the game's logo fits exactly here where it is on the official art. Hello, Babinka. How's it going? Yes, making propaganda, aka thumbnails, for the new cult. I'm now a little troubled by the fact that the only place to put the logo where it's going to be completely readable without doing more editing is where the logo already exists on the box art, which I went out of my way to find art that didn't have it. Oh well. Either way, I should probably go ahead and move this back. Of course, I pull out the ruler again and then start doing approximations. I'm a professional. By that, I mean I'm not even remotely a professional. Yeah, it really does just have to be there, huh? Alright. Fine, whatever. Yeah. My only other thing is, like, I kind of wanted to try to maybe have this off to the side, but the image doesn't exist for that far. Good times. Even though there is more to this image, it's just this particular one I found. A little zoomed in. Oh no, I definitely appreciate input. Because, you know, there might be a solution to things that I might not originally see. Could always use one of the alternate arts too. Like if I could find a good version of the Sense of the Flesh art, since that is the newest little, I don't know, expansion. I do have to say, just look at this. I really, really like the art for this game. So goddamn cute. Let's see here. Let's watch this somehow be the bulk of the stream, is me just trying to find acceptable background art and then eventually just settling on what I have. Wait a minute. I might have something here. Sort of. Still can't do what I want with it. It's zoomed out, it's just not that much bigger. Maybe. Oh, well, this one is, this one's entirely missing the lamb. I mean, I could work with that, because I normally just, draw over the main character anyway. So you know what? This works. This around there. Logo can... A logo. Go over here. I'll put like a thing under it to help it be readable. Kind of like this black thing here. Just bring the number out. Actually, yeah. And make a layer below this. Just get some kind of a brush out. I almost wonder if we could continue this effect and just kind of bring it over. White. Huh. That actually kind of just works like that, doesn't it? And then I can do that and sort of draw more attention away from just the black spot. Yeah, that works. I'm also kind of excited to play this. Looks real. Alright. Go ahead and save the first one of this right now before I do the drawing. Folder, Culty Lamb. Shall be the cult of the bear. One thing that's kind of a shame, though, is that it seems that the full Twitch integration might be broken at the moment. There seems to be some, still, that they found a workaround for as far as, like, the things to do with channel points. But I don't know if any of the rest of it works. Alright, so what I'm gonna do here... I need a version of this with the lamb here. Yep. This version, because it's a closer picture. let's just go ahead and... I need something to work off of here. I should try and mimic this a bit. They just kind of have, like... muzzles and snoots are just kind of sticking out from the head. First off... okay, so yeah, like a 3 thickness line should be good. Alright, so it should be something like... like that. Or... and someday this music will be relevant to what I'm playing too, because I'm absolutely gonna play Link's Awakening remake for the Switch on stream sometime. And yes, it's gonna look a little weird. The limbs on the lamb art just look weird. Okay, we may need to remove the background to keep working on this. Let's, delete these ones that we're not using now. Oh, look at that. I almost connected it without even being able to see it. Go ahead and make a little floaty hat. And then gonna put the little eye on that. Very inappropriate song for any of this. Yeah, this is the soundtrack for the Switch remake for Link's Awakening. We'll just include the eye, because we're substituting the eye thing from there. Excuse me. My big ol' fat schnoz there. Pull it in because it's black. Yeah, no, I think at this rate I'm gonna wind up playing the entire Zelda series on stream eventually. Okay, so now what? Actually, I suppose it doesn't matter what their eyes... Like, I should be doing the, big ol' open circle with the red eyes. And now I had a stupid idea, and I'm gonna use that stupid idea. Because that's what you do. Rather, that's what I do when I have thumbnails. And I have a stupid idea for them. As I use it. Did it for my Bloodborne thumbnails. You know, I gotta say, I'm a little upset that I wound up not really clicking very much with Bloodborne. I was actually really happy with how the thumbnail turned out for that. Also, I've been drawing on the wrong layer. Is the entire drawing on the wrong layer? No. But you know what? It's fine, because that layer doesn't have anything else on it. Bam. Fixed. Actually gonna draw some tiny pupils here. Oh, right. Can't forget about the... Belly circle is important. I suppose I should draw the ears, huh? I think they should look something like that. Rightly bearish. You'll see where I'm going with including pupils where there shouldn't be any when I get to the color layer. Also, hello, comp. I say that, but like I'm gonna have to actually... There we go. Not what it looks like, Twitch. It's not what it looks like. Get across it that says I. Got eye drops. You're totally not going to be able to see that in the thumbnail, but I don't give a fuck. He's got some clear eyes. Yes, Kong. Welcome to the 21st century. Alright, so what I need now are the colors from the oldie model. The only problem, though, is that fill tool bleeds through a little bit, and I don't like that. Like, if you're using any kind of thin line whatsoever, the fill tool just bleeds. And I don't know if there's a way to stop it from doing that. Well, actually, you know what? I bet... Nope. Never mind. I don't bet a damn thing. Not a betting man today. So we get to just manually color, which is fine. Just treat it like a digital coloring book. Yeah, no. I will come a little clean today and say the reason we're working on thumbnails over stream instead of anything else is because I frankly was not... Well, the first idea was to continue the Poke Bears thing that I had been doing the 2 previous weeks, but I, for the life of me, couldn't think of anything in particular to do. In fact, in general, I've been a little uninspired right now, so... Figured some thumbnails are at least some nice, easy things to do, and it gets some work out of the way. There's definitely one thing I was worried about when starting to do this every week, was that I might run out of ideas. But that's the thing with art, is that you can't really control when you get the ideas. You know? But at the same time, I want to keep it up and keep doing the art. Because I feel like, even if I'm just doing this once a week, I feel like I'm building up a habit, and I want that to stay going. Because one thing I wanted to do more, not really as anything like a New Year's resolution, something like that, just a thing I wanted to do in general was draw more. So, I mean, I'm definitely drawing more. I've even liked some of the bullshit that I've drawn. I've been considering that what I should maybe think of doing is use this as an opportunity to not just keep going with what I've been doing, but use it as a chance to learn something new. So I've been thinking of maybe looking up some, maybe having this, when I don't have, like, an inspiration for something specific, maybe make it into a stream where I pull up, I don't know, some sort of a guide or something, and try to learn to do something new with this program. There's definitely lots of areas that I have to improve on. I'll maybe even try to diversify a little bit with how I draw. Like, maybe do something where I, like, do something in a more, like, painterly style. That was actually legitimately an idea that I had, was to, like, actually have Clip Studio Paint open here and prep it accordingly and do, like, a follow-along with, like, a Bob Ross episode. Yeah, I should look up that guide that, you made for Randon. I know he's been poking at it. Maybe I could actually make some use of it, too. Yeah, go ahead. By all means. Yeah, if you got some, art stuff, I'd be glad to see it. Because I definitely want to expand upon what I do. I mean, yeah, what I have is fine. It's good. Like, it's got its charm. But I will be the first to say it also has its limitation. And there's a lot that I want to be able to do. Like, one thing that I've been hitting at with a lot of frustration lately, especially the past couple days, I've been trying to brainstorm new new ideas for things for the stream. Like, the frame that I have right now, like, I'm not gonna lie, this was made, I think the chat box part of the graphic is what took the longest, because the rest of it is just a tiled image, excuse me, with a gradient, and that took 2 seconds. So, like, I've been looking into the idea of, like, some higher quality stream assets. But obviously, I'm not in the position to pay anyone for them, so that means I get to make them myself. And I've had a couple ideas, but I keep running into essentially the limitations of my skill. Which can be a bit frustrating. But yeah, I will say, though, I am actively brainstorming and working on an entire new set of things for streams. Not anything for my PNG model yet. There's some things I actually want to look into in regards to that for possibly expanding it. It's gonna involve using a different program than what I currently use. Because there's ones that actually allow for a bit more movement. So it'll look a little more lively. But it might also require some more moving parts. So I have to look into everything I gotta do for that. I just find it odd, though, that, like, going back to here with the fill bucket, I find it odd that if I'm using lines of, like, a smaller thickness, like these, that when I use the fill tool, it, like, bleeds through for some reason. Like, example there, I plop that down. Look, over here, all this. And I see no reason for it to do that. I wonder if one of these settings can... Close gap? Nope. Bring the tolerance down? No. Tolerance up? No. Tolerance doesn't do anything with it. Turn off whatever area scaling is. Hey, there we go. That seems to be it. I figured there had to be some sort of a way to do it. Well, actually, wait. That eye shouldn't be white, should it? Hold up. No, that should be red. Like that. It is a pretty glaring red. Speaking of glaring red, a slightly different red. Does... Bear here's got red eye. Pretty bad red eye. Even keeping his eyes open for too long. That's why we need... the eye medicine. Which totally won't read at full size, but I don't care. You know, I would like to be able to commission stuff from people. It's just a shame that that's what the curse of no money does to you. There, he's got his eye drops. Wow, you just completely can't read the hat at all. I gotta fix that a little. Oh, it's not pink guy. It's he's just got really bad eye strain. He's got the clear eyes. You know, from a good old Ben Stein. Yeah, exactly. That's a little too pink. I just need this to be... There's not even a circle or anything. He's just floating in red because he has really bad eye strain. Alright, so now let's take this down to oh, hey Matthew, how's it going? So, you know, the eye drop bottle will maybe read when you're at like, oh, I've pulled up the video but I haven't clicked the play button yet size. But then when we go down to, oh hey, what's this video over here in my search bar size? Shit, you can't even tell it's me anymore. Oh well. We do not abandon bad ideas solely because they can't be read at tiny sizes. Alright. I'm gonna call it there for the Cult of the Lamb thumbnail. So now what I do is, since I have it open, save 5 versions with the numbers. So that I can at least prep for there being at least 5 streams of it. I find that's usually a good amount to start with. Unless I know it's only going to be like a 1 or 2 stream thing, like some of the Mega Mans. Also, I totally just saved this as 3 without even changing the number. I'm smart. I am so goddamn smart. Look at how smart I am. My big brain of smartness. So now, once I get these saved, we can move on to the other thumbnail, which is a bit more relevant to the music. Not wholly relevant, because I'm not doing the I'm not doing Link's Awakening on stream just yet. I definitely will, though. But so this week, Cult of the Lamb is going to be starting, and since I'm going to be finishing 3D Dot Game Heroes, that means next week I have another new game. I love this version of the theme. Alright. And now we, once again, just get rid of everything, start fresh. Because the next game after 3D Dot Game Heroes... I mentioned this last week, but... Boom. Ocarina of Time Master Quest. And I'm actually going to be playing the Ocarina of Time 3D version. So this logo is technically a little inaccurate, but it's the best one that I can find. I'll just add a 3D or something here. And it was funny, it actually took a little bit of setting up to be able to do Master Quest on the 3DS version. Because I looked up the differences. And I decided I'll try not to fall down so much, Mimika. Don't you worry. But yeah, I looked up what the differences between the different versions of Master Quest there are, because it was either gonna be I would play the GameCube release of the N64 version. I know that sounds a little backwards, but the GameCube release is the only, I believe, the only official English release we got of that. Or the 3DS one, which unlocks after completing the game. And I found out that, so, Master Quest retools the dungeons, changes the layout, or at the very least the order in which you do the rooms, changes the enemy layouts in the dungeons as well. And for the original Master Quest, that's where the changes ended. The 3DS one also flips the entire world horizontally, much like the difference in versions for Twilight Princess between GameCube and Wii. But it apparently also, I believe, makes enemies deal more damage as well. So it ultimately sounded like that there was more changes that I was willing to use there. So I went with the 3DS version. The thing is, though, is that, like I mentioned, excuse me, the 3DS version requires you beating the game first, and I don't want to play through the game so that I can play through the game, you know? So I wound up having to go and locate a completed game save file, which that was the easy part, was finding the save file. The hard part was getting the emulator I'm using to recognize it. Because it kept wanting to revert to, like, either making a new save file or a save file that it had made or some other bullshit. But I did get it working finally. Is this a big enough image? Should be. Yeah, there we go. So it's kind of right smack dab in the middle there. That's exactly the size I use for my thumbnails. How about that? And therein lies the problem. Where do I fit this in without Mike Wazowskiing myself? Oh, well, Vite, you could just not... You could just not make your thumbnails at 1280 by 720 so that more art would fit. Like, that could be a thing you could do. Ah, but yes, you see voice in my head that always tells the truth. That would require changing a setting. I could always just replicate the N64 version box art. That's super easy to do. You know how we replicate that? Oh. There. Yeah, what a great thumbnail. Look at that. It's beautiful. It looks just like the box art. 10 out of 10. I'm a goddamn artistic genius. Okay, but like, can I get a version of this art that isn't tiny? Oh, and since it was relevant to the bit of the soundtrack that just played, I suppose I'll go ahead and bring up Marin is best Zelda girl in whole series. You can fight me on that. Man, I really just cannot find a good version of this fucking art. How's this one? Okay, you know what? This is workable. Also gonna have to add border to this. Yeah, you know what? This is workable. Yeah, no, I'm actually looking forward to this because I've been wanting to play Ocarina of Time again. And I've never actually played Master Quest before. Oh, you know what? I think I know how to get that to stop looking like ass. You duplicate the layer. There we go. That's a bit better. All right. And now to defy expectations and draw something cursed. Because drawing cursed things is always fun. I'm not replacing Link in the thumbnail. That's right. Bear horse. I really hope that this is gonna wind up looking as cursed as I'm imagining it will. Hard to really make out what's going on there. All right, beautiful. Oh my god. It's already horrifying. I love it. Link's leg is gonna complicate matters, but you know what? Screw it. But anyway. Tail. And of course... hat. Because your horse needs to have a hat. I don't even care if the hat covers up Link's face somewhat. He can get Mike Wazowski'd all he wants. Good lord. What have I done? Welcome back with your cookie Saku. You're just in time for Bear Horse. Oh my god, where should my mouth be on the muzzle? This is horrifying. Okay, so wait. This right here should be like where the belly part is. That should extend down there a bit. Okay. And I think that's gonna be good. Oh my god. Horrifying. I love it. Oh, not that. Oh no. What have I been doing? This ain't no color layer. There we go. Ah! Why does that setting keep changing? Alright, now that's the only problem is I get to manually color this in because of the gaping hole in the back there. Thank you, Link. Your stupid foot. Oh, but Vite, it would take less time. I know! There, are you happy, me? Yes, actually. Alright. Now we just gotta fix that. Link's stupid shoe needs to be visible. And now see if I knew anything about shading. I'd be able to fix the fact that his shoe's gonna look weird. But you know what? It wouldn't be one of my thumbnails if it wasn't janky as fuck. Oh my god, it's beautiful. Doesn't that just make you look forward to seeing me play Master Quest even more? This is what we call art. Alright, and now, like I did before with Cult of the Lamb, we make 5 of them. You know, I just had another idea for an art stream. Dude, there it is. I mean, you're absolutely right that I can't run that fast. Especially not since... Oh, God. Especially not right now. I'm out of shape. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this to you guys, but, spending all your time sitting down is bad for your physical condition. Especially when you have to go walking. I say have to, I didn't have to, I just did. And now it hurts to walk. Okay, so, like, yesterday, I may have walked somewhere around the neighborhood of a mile wearing sandals. That's something that may have occurred yesterday. And I might be paying the price for it today. And Seishun might be tired of hearing me talk about it. Oh, I forgot to put the 3D here. Oh well. Surprisingly, no blisters. Actually, I think my feet are calloused enough that they don't get blisters anymore, thanks to all that warehouse work I used to do. So, I should mention there, just for context, a time ago, a couple years ago actually, I worked for a parcel delivery service that is not brown and has a name that is a shortened version of its previous name. And I worked loading trucks there. I did that for a decent number of years. It was... This is gonna sound like a stupid thing to say, but it was honestly good work until it wasn't. And that's really the best way I can put it without going into detail. Like, most of the people there were good. The drivers were always really good people. Like, so to be fair, I think I got lucky with some of the drivers I had for trucks I loaded. But it kind of went downside once, excuse me, once the plague hit the world in 2020. And there were a lot more people ordering things online all of a sudden, and the company had not the infrastructure to deal with it. Infrastructure or manpower, I should say. Sorry, I was looking around for a drink. Yeah, no. And, like, there were a few... Oh! You're absolutely right, Seishin. I should tell that story. Oh, ooh, this is a good one. So... Okay, so... At these, warehouses here, what happens is packages get unloaded from big trucks. They're put through a conveyor belt system that scans them and then pushes them over to other lines of the regular delivery trucks where they'll go out for delivery. At the end of this line, where it actually goes to where the truck loaders are here in this case, is a long metal slide. So it's conveyor belt, metal slide that then lands onto another conveyor belt. And yes, packages hit it with as much force as you think they will. A lot. Side tangent for a moment. I laugh whenever I see people flip out about like a video where like a delivery driver will like toss a package at their door like from 5 feet away or something like that, I laugh because that means they think that that's the roughest their package was handled that entire time. And oh boy, let me tell you, the machine does not give a fuck about what is in your package, how many times you wrote fragile on it. The machine does not care. And every package goes through the machine. So if you still had any sort of thoughts in your head that your package goes through a mailing system, you know, unshaken, crushed, or bashed on or anything, then you're living in a dream world. But anyway, one day, this is getting towards the end of my shift. So actually, the drivers weren't there yet. That's right. So it was around the middle. A package that is already beaten to hell comes sliding down the little metal slide to the belt that I'm working on. This package, as soon as it hits the conveyor belt off of the slide, it bursts open because the box was just that done. And everywhere flies out a whole bunch of rubber dildos. The box was stuffed full of them. And here's the thing. They weren't in packaging or anything. They were all loose. We had to stop the belt, collect them all, and get them into another box. We managed to find the label that was on the box, because what we do in this situation is we take the label off of the original box and stick it on the new one. We found that it was a woman sending them to herself from a different address, so like she may have been moving or something. That's a common thing. And so things just start clicking. This woman is sending them from herself to herself at another address, and none of these dildos were packaged. And they all have to go back in the box. Yeah. And the thing is, we were still working on picking them up when the drivers came in. In particular, the driver for the truck that had to take that one out. So that driver knew what was in that box. And he had to go face that lady face to face knowing what was in that box. So yeah, that was a thing that occurred. That's definitely one of the highlights of my job there. But yeah, that was that was very much a thing that occurred. And I just want to be clear, this wasn't a small box. It wasn't like 5 of them. This was a box that, like, is where I regret not being a flesh tuber so I could show you with my hands how big they are. But, like, if you could picture in your head, like, a standard size moving box. Like, that might be a thing, I don't know. Just a box. A box that you might move something in that you've packed, like, 50 different varieties of stuff in. And this box was full of them. Like, it was not a small amount of dildos that we had to go and Easter egg hunt for. That was a thing. Oh. Now I'm forgetting what led to that being a thing. Like a point I was talking about. I mentioned the company. Like I mentioned who I used to work for. Oh yeah, my calves. Thank you. Went off on a few different trains of thought there. Forgot where we originally came from. So yeah, that was a job that I was spending 4 to 6 hours a day on my feet. My feet are calloused over, pretty much. That was my original point. Oh boy. But no, going off of something that I just thought of a little bit ago, because I was inspired here by this drawing of me as Epona. I came up with an idea for the next art stream. I'm not going to do it tonight because I want to do a little bit of prep for this. Maybe with some help from viewers. Next art stream, I want to do a cursed bite height roulette. And I mean roulette as in I want to get a list of characters from games, and I'm gonna put those all on like a spinny wheel. And over the course of the art stream, I will get art of those characters to compare me to, and draw myself as them in as cursed fashion as possible. So, like, if Epona came up, this is what we'd get. Obviously, we'd want to vary it up a bit. Maybe limit the amount of human characters. And just kind of... I bet I could compile a decent list, especially if people were willing to help. You know what? Shoot, I think once I'm done streaming, I'll go ahead and I'll make a thread about it in the content suggestion part of my Discord server. Which, if anyone's not part of the Discord server, wink wink nudge nudge, it's right over here if you want alerts to when I go live or other sort of announcements, or wish to engage in general Discord server type shenaniganry about bear wizards and wizard bears. The link is right there. No pressure to actually participate. If you just want alerts, that's fine too. But yeah, after this stream, I'll put a thing in the content suggestion channel to gather like character names, and maybe like provide. Maybe if you're gonna suggest something, I'll say like provide an artwork to go with it or something, so something to base off of, so I don't have to go searching around on stream for everything. I think that's an idea. I think that's an idea. I'm totally down to draw some goddamn cursed bears. I mean, look at this. What is this? This is horrifying. I'm pretty sure the foot's not supposed to stop here either. What are you doing? All right. But you know, I got my thumbnails taken care of. I suppose I could just sort of mumble out loud here, because something else I have to take care of, which might even involve making another thumbnail now that I think of it. So for those who weren't aware, I was playing Bloodborne over my midday streams. But I found that the game and I weren't really clicking exactly. I can't describe it any better than that, but just, I don't know, it wasn't working out well. I wasn't having fun, and I've learned that if I'm sitting there playing a video game and not having fun, I should go do something else. It's one of the two things I've learned to realize when you should stop playing a video game. If you're just absolutely not having fun with it, or if it's making you mad. If you're getting mad at video games, pack it in. But I find this a bit upsetting because I was actually really proud of the dumb thumbnail art that I made for it. And again, for those who haven't seen it, I'll pull it up here. Actually, first, I have to make sure people are aware of what the Bloodborne box art looks like. Just so we can all get the joke together. So, this is what the Bloodborne box art looks like. You know, it's dude here, the weird font that all I have to do is this, and the title suddenly contains a penis. But our main focus is Dude Man here, and he's holding onto his, weapons like that. So, like, take that in, that's what it looks like, normally. My version was, I'm not making more than one trip to bring in these goddamn groceries. I actually put a lot of work into this one, so I'm actually a little upset that the game and I didn't really pan out. Oh well. But, so that being the case, I need to figure out a new game to put in for the midday streams, and I'm not sure if I want to keep going with it being the Souls-likes. Because that's kind of how it's just been. Because it started with Lies of P, then I went through all of Dark Souls, and now I've wound up here at Bloodborne, which I ended early because I wasn't really having fun with it. If I wanted to keep going on Souls-like games, I have Code Vein. I also have access to Sekiro. Those would be the ones I'd be willing to stream. But then maybe I don't want to do that. Maybe I want to go with something different. Like, I never finished Cuphead. I could start a run of that. I have Digimon World Next Order, which I know Bibinka's been playing. Yeah, it looks fun. I started a file, saved after the intro, and then didn't go back to it yet. That would be something if I just say fuck Next Order and just go straight to Digimon World 1. Oh, God. The other thing is I'm also trying to avoid turn-based RPGs, at least for now. Not that I don't have plenty of those available to me. Like, one thing is, like, in the back of my head, I'm like, I want to finish Digimon World 2 someday, because I always liked Digimon World 2, despite what most people generally think about it. But I've never finished it. However, it's a turn-based RPG, and I don't know how, I don't know how entertaining I can make that for a stream setting. I think the only turn-based stuff I'd be able to do on stream would be things that, like, maybe have faster, less involved battles. Yeah, I actually really did like the dungeon crawling in it. Bullshit RNG traps and everything. I have a Hat in Time that I played for a bit and never finished. I have a few other games. I have another Metroidvania. I have another Mega Man-like game. I have Nier Automata. I wonder how stream-friendly that is with how certain characters are dressed. I have no shortage of options, is my point. Here's the thing, Ara. This is my, this is my, sort of, opinion that, that tends to make some people mad at me. Of the ones that I've played, and I feel like I've given a decent chance to a lot of them. Tales of Symphonia is the only good Tales of game. Now, I'm going to put an asterisk at the end of that. I have not played Tales of Vesperia, and I do own that. I've also not played Tales of Arise, and I've seen that, and it looks pretty good. But I haven't played it myself. But that being said, I have not liked any Tales of game other than Symphonia. And Symphonia 2 was hot garbage. And yes, I did try Tales of the Abyss. I think I got about 25 hours into Tales of the Abyss, so I don't think you can say that I didn't give it a fair shot. I also have 2 more Spyro games to play. And I know it's a bit, counterintuitive to ask here what people would be more interested in seeing as how I know only a handful of people actually manage to catch my midday streams anyway. But I mean, there's always VODs. Play Metal Gear Rising. Jet Set Radio. But yeah, no, the issue for me, the only real limitation is the fact that I don't have, you know, money to spend on new games, so at the moment I'm stuck with what I already own. Because I am unfortunately still the unemployed. The unemployed status effect hits pretty hard. There's another thing I was also thinking of doing, which might work well for midday, was I was thinking of, in Final Fantasy XIV, doing some solo, either Palace of the Dead or Heaven on High or, the third one runs. Yeah, I know. The thing is, Ara, there's another Eureka, and I don't remember what this one's name is that separates it from the bad Eureka. But I've been thinking about doing that too. I think if I did ever stream Final Fantasy XIV, it would probably just be something like that. Either a solo or group run of Alice or Eureka or Heaven on High. I don't think I would ever stream raid content. And not just because I don't actually do the raid content. I don't know. I might have to think about this more off stream. Kind of hoping maybe something would just kind of jump out at me so that I could continue with this and make a thumbnail. But that doesn't seem to be happening. Maybe I could just say fuck it. Be like, man, no one watches me anyway. I'll go play Digimon World 2. I don't know. I have things to think about and very few decisions to be made right now. I also got Sonic Generations to play. Sadly, not the newer one. Is that Frontiers or whatever? Man, I now saw Return of the Oberdin in my Steam library, and I'm like, man, the only thing that I can say negative about Return of the Oberdin, frankly, is the fact that I can only play it once. Well, I suppose this really is something I should think of off stream now at this point. Outer Wilds is supposed to be really good. I've seen tiny bits of it from a couple people who have played the whole thing and then say it's really good. Frankly, I would consider streaming that if I owned it, but I don't. And that is $25 plus $15 for a DLC that I do not have. There was also another game that just came out that I've had on my wish list. It's been in early access for like 7 goddamn years, and it finally came out of it like at the end of last month. And I'm kind of pissed off that I hope that wasn't too loud. Steam decided to automatically have sound on an automatically played video. I'm just like, why do you finally come out when I don't have money to buy you, you goddamn piece of shit? No, alright, it's sadly not Silk Song. Want to play Power Wash Simulator sometime. Cassette Beasts too. I watched AKL Trifecta play that, and it looked really fun. I haven't checked out the demo, but I did add that to my wish list. Oh yeah, and then Penny's Big Breakaway. Since I'm talking about games that I can't afford to buy. Or Knight's Try. You know what, screw it. Hold on. I want to show this real quick. I don't care if I gotta edit this later or whatever. Okay. There's this game called Knight's Try. And I wanna get this and try it. It's one of those like super frustrating games. But it uses like N64 style graphics. And you play as a dude that looks like Sigmire. I really want to play this sometime. Like, aside from the ragdoll physics, it definitely pulls off the N64 aesthetic perfectly. And, like, this looks like one of the first frustration platformers that I feel like I'd be willing to give a serious go. Like, I think that looks pretty fun. And another thing that, like, something that's kind of interesting, like, with that exact retro style, there's another game that's come out that uses a similar, like, N64 type style that actually looks kind of interesting. It's using it to be, like, you know, a 3D platformer. Pseudo Regalia. Like, the environment's very N64. I feel like the character is kind of more PS1 with the limited frames. But this looks fun. I want to get this. If I get this, I'll definitely stream it. Same with Knight's Try. Like, they look really fun, and it's an interesting thing. When it came to retro styles for indie games, because that's always been a really popular thing to do, since it's, it's easier to get done than like the super polished AAA 3D crap. Um, so like seeing stuff that mimics the NES or the Super NES or the Sega Genesis, like I'm used to that, and I felt like that's what that's what the new retro gaming was going to just kind of be. I didn't think there would ever be people who would want to emulate the style that was on like the N64 or the PS1, just because it kind of looks like that. It's like a weird middle ground where like it looks good at the time, but it kind of looks like garbage looking back at it. So it's like I don't know how much people would want to make something like that, and frankly, from the looks of it, there's definitely people who want to do it. Yeah, it definitely seems like we're moving towards the area where we're gonna see more of this low poly N64 PS1 style stuff. And frankly, I'm here for it. Like both that and Knight's Try look really goddamn good. Even if Knight's Try is just a frustration platformer. I have not. No. I've been a little preoccupied with watching some other stuff. I've I've been engaging in a guilty pleasure of mine recently, and watching people who make videos about the Five Nights at Freddy's series. It's a series I would never play myself. It's not the sort of thing I like to do, but there's aspects of it that I find really interesting, so I like to see people talk about it. So I've kind of been indulging in that lately. There's also another one. Yeah, let me just go ahead and bring up the window again here. There's another one that caught my attention that I'm in the middle of watching a video for. And it's definitely a game that you shouldn't watch a video for if you want to actually play it. And it's called Shipwrecked 64. And for those who don't know about this one, um, it's essential. Like the quickest way I can sell it is that it's basically like if you could play the copy of Majora's Mask that had been drowned in it. Like it's that sort of thing. So it's even in the blurb. She's like a recovered copy of a lost game from the late 1990s about a beaver named Bucky and his friends trying to escape from an island they crashed upon. And yeah, they lean into the Shipwrecked, or Shipwrecked 64 as the internet has dubbed it, was an old game originating from the late 90s, commissioned by the at the time beloved Broadside Animation Studio, developed by a relatively unknown game studio, Cogware Games. The game had a very mysterious nature surrounding its launch, as it was only available from August 13th, 1997 to August 17th, 1997, receiving little promotion from Cogware and none from Broadside. This downloadable version of the game is the closest one can get to playing the original copy of the game. We at the Shipwrecked Recovery Crew were lucky enough to get our hands on an original cartridge, dump it, and convert a lot of code to new software. With help from two of the original developers, we were able to make this game accessible to everyone. And then we go out of character. Yeah, actually, a fair amount like My House. You're absolutely right, Ara. Yeah, we go out of character here. So, Shipwreck 64, while portraying itself as an authentic product, is in fact a work of fiction. Some scenes in the game are graphic and violent in nature. Shipwreck 64 is what people may refer to as an ARG, augmented reality game, and will require out of the box thinking, but also traveling outside of the game for answers. It can be very complex at times and is intended as a community effort of sorts. Forum posts or even playing in calls with others, taking notes, and other methods are the best way to proceed forward. And so basically it boils down to you play one part of it, it's like the game as normal. Then you move on to another part and then it's the weird things start happening. Um some puzzles come up. There'll be points where it like opens up your web browser to like a site or an unlisted YouTube video or something, and you'll have to do a clue from that. Things like that. I won't say anything more than that because I'm not gonna sit here and spoil anything here. I'm spoiling myself on it because, well, I'm kind of interested in it. The game does feature like jump scares in the way of like a thing jumping up at like the close to the screen with loud noises and stuff, and I'm not here for that just because it doesn't mix well with my anxiety. I can handle horror. I'm just not a big fan of jump scares. But it's pretty neat. I could definitely say the puzzles definitely have a some interesting thought put into them. I'll say that. All right, but I think I may have rambled on enough here for today, especially since I haven't decided on, excuse me, a a midday game to make a thumbnail for. I think that's just something I'll spend some time doing. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and close things off for today. So thank you all for coming. I appreciate it. Um, my next stream is going to be Thursday. If I have a game decided, there'll be a midday stream. If not, then in the evening at 7 p.m. Pacific, I'll be playing 3D Game Heroes and most likely finishing 3D Game Heroes, which will then make way for Zelda Master Quest. Anyway, let's see here. Oh, I definitely won't be streaming tomorrow either. I have stuff going on and obviously no game to play, so... Okay, before we leave, let's see... Who should we raid into... Bear is playing Fallout 3. Go check out him. Let's see what he's up to. So, thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you have a good rest of your evening, and I hope to see you in the next stream. Bye-bye.